G'day battlers, and today we are going through a very special tournament. We've got a Pokemon Go PvP YouTuber tournament. So we've got all kinds of people here. We've got people from English speaking places, non-English speaking places, people from all over. So just quickly rattling off the list, we've got Purple Kyogre, FP6, Caleb Peng, me right there, NegativeBen10, Ryan Swag, Lonzo from Lonzo Plays, Speedy's Chief 2, Best in West, JT Valor, 610, Toretto Master YT, and Jay Devon there. So, fantastic group of content creators. Links to everyone's channels will be in the description below, so don't forget to check them out. And then at the end of the video, I'll have like all 4 bubbles, like the 4 people that I'm battling in this 4-round Toxic Cup tournament. So obviously a lot of the Toxic Cups have already passed. It was the big cup for last month, and then this month you're still going to be able to play Toxic Cups, but Voyager Cup is like the new one to do. So there's definitely still going to be some Toxic Cups going on. So in interest of kind of saving time, because this isn't like the fresh cup, I'm not going to be going over the team selection phase. So usually I would kind of go, yep, here are like our teams, here's what we've got, but yeah, just gonna jump straight into the battles here. So yeah, in we go, in round 1 up against Ryan Swag from that Swag Tips. So we've got Drapion up against B-Barrel, which is not a good lead matchup for us. So we switch into a Scavalier after getting a few Ice Fangs, knowing that we also have Wormadam in the back who can handle the B-Barrel if it comes back in. So switching into a Alolan Muck, which this isn't like the worst matchup for a Scavalier. We're able to get this Aerial Ace off, which Ryan Swag does shield there, so getting some more counters in. Kind of like, I'm seeing some laggy sort of charge move clickings, like when you click the charge move, the opponent can like sometimes get like 2 more quick moves in. So, you know, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, I guess, with the game. But throwing another Aerial Ace and gets both shields. So, I mean, we're going to have to burn another shield if we want to throw another Aerial Ace back. And then we're thinking, oh, maybe we could win switch advantage. Maybe we can outspeed him to the Aerial Ace. And not quite, unfortunately. It does get it like 1 quick move earlier, so hoping this didn't take us out so we get the Aerial Ace off, but no such luck there. So we're probably going to bring in Drapion to... Oh no, bring in the Wormadam, because we've seen one Pokemon, B-Barrel, who Drapion doesn't want to see, and maybe he's got another Pokemon in the back that is also weak to Wormadam. Actually have to eat a Dark Pulse just because Confusion is not very effective up against Alolan Muck, so it took a little while to take him down. And a Scavalier in the back, so we switch out into Drapion. Maybe we could have timed it better, like maybe we could have tried to catch a charge move on the Drapion. Drapion isn't going to be able to... I mean, he's going to be able to eat that Surf, so at least he's taking some of the B-Barrel's energy, and then we are going to be able to get this Crunch off. So instead of running the usual Aqua Tail Fell Stinger moveset, I am running Aqua Tail Crunch. Crunch, like you saw there, does a nice chunk of damage off of that B-Barrel, especially unshielded. Bringing the Wormadam, hoping that we were able to take him out before we got a charge move off with like a Confusion, but unfortunately, again, gets the Surf off and does take us out there. So we would have been able to like take him out, throw a charge move in the back. But anyway, going to round 2, we were hoping that he would change his lead, but no such luck. And you saw that we had Hippowdon in the back. So we only have one Pokemon to really handle the B-Barrel, and that is a Scavalier right here. So we might have a bit of a rougher time this battle. So we are back in this Scavalier versus Alolan Muck matchup though, so shooting up the Dark Pulse again, and I think we're probably not going to burn the second shield this time, just because we know that even though we burnt it last time, we weren't able to get another charge move off, so kind of learning from our previous, from the previous battles mistakes, in quotation marks, kind of a mistake here, so yeah, gonna take this charge move, and it does take us out. So Dark Pulse does so much damage, and then kind of thinking, well, what do we want to bring in here, what do we not want to face? Like, what do we want to face B-Barrel with? And we were like, oh, okay, we'll bring back in Drapion to get that energy built up again, so that maybe we can land another Crunch. So shield up the Surf there to just retain the energy, and then throwing the Crunch onto the B-Barrel. No more shield, so this will land. Boom, does a whole lot of damage to B-Barrel, and then hoping to Ice Fang down. It's not going to be enough. Here we'll be able to get another charge move off here. It will just be a Surf, but at this low range on Drapion, it does take us out, and then in comes Hippowdon, takes a bit of Water Gun damage, and then in comes the Alolan Muck. So Alolan Muck, this is going to hurt. Hippowdon isn't the tankiest Pokemon of all time. A Dark Pulse does a whole lot of damage, and then hoping to be able to Fire Fang down and then land the Earth Power onto the Pokemon in the back. And it isn't a Scavalier, so this actually might do a nice chunk of damage. And let's see here. Not quite as much as I was hoping, but Fire Fang's able to take it down, so we actually do pull out that game 2. Going to the game 3, we've got the Escavalier mirror match now. We brought in the Escavalier to take down the B-Barrel that he led both previous games, but unfortunately he did switch the lead here. So yeah, Scavalier on a Scavalier action, shield up the aerial ace, and then we charge up like a little bit more. Not really sure if there was a reason for that. I guess threading the drill run, even though we are actually single moved here. So that's just because I built the Scavalier like the day before I had to register for one of my tournaments, and so you're not allowed to change the movesets, so stuck with only the aerial ace the whole time. Also didn't really have the resources to invest. I've invested a lot of resources in Voyager Cup now, but we've both burnt both shields, and he's actually able to take us out here, so I feel like, I'm not sure if that's an IV thing, because we obviously have a poor IV Scavalier. If you saw the CP, it was like in the 60s. I don't know if that was an IV thing or a lag thing, but either way, Drapion up against B-Barrel now. Again, going to go straight for that crunch because there's no more shields. So this, obviously, we've seen crunch on B-Barrel twice now, so every game I guess we're landing a crunch on the B-Barrel. Then switching to the B-Barrel, we're kind of thinking, I'd lost the count, so I wasn't sure if he was like about to get a surf or not, so I was kind of like, oh, maybe he'll throw the surf and we're going to resist it, but yeah. Landed surf on the golden mark, which does do a chunk of damage, and then probably a dark pulse coming back our way here. Yeah, dark pulse does a lot of damage, and then hoping to be able to water gun down and then throw a surf, but then realizing that just was not going to happen. He was going to get another charge move. Off we go. Oh well, throw the surf, take down the muck, and then in comes back the B-Barrel. He's going to be able to farm us down, and then in comes back the Drapion. We're fairly low, but maybe we can pull this off. So actually, nope. Goes for the Hyper Fang. Definitely the game-winning move there. So GG's Ryan Swag taking round 1. And then yeah, so going into round 2, we're going to be going up against Lonzo Plays. So Lonzo Plays, one of the YouTubers from worldwide, not the English-speaking PvP realm. So we've got a Scavalier up against Pidgeot, which counter will do some nice damage because of the normal typing and then the flying typing. So we end up switching out into Wormadam, and they switch it into Heracross, which is actually a good matchup for us. We're going to have to shield up a close combat because that would take us out, but we are going to be able to confusion down the Heracross, and one more confusion will do it, especially because he got the defense debuff by using close combat. So in comes the Pidgeot. We're throwing the Iron Head straight away. Not going to go the Bug Buzz because it does have that flying typing. I think we're going to shield up here so we can get another Iron Head off. Oh no, let it come through. So Pidgeot does have a completely a flying moveset. We've got a Scavalier and Hippo down there, so I don't know if not shielding was the best scenario. I guess we can bring back in this Scavalier. He's going to do that. Yeah, actually this is Counter's doing more damage to Pidgeot than I kind of thought it would be doing. But yeah, Pidgeot has an entirely flying moveset, so there's not really any typing surprises. Like, there's just going to be different flying moves. So it's just, am I going to shield a flying move? Yes or no? That's the entire decision. So we brought in Hippo down, but he does bring in the B-Barrel, which is definitely going to hurt. This Surf will take us out before we can get that Earth Power we were hoping to be able to get off. And then in comes the Escavalier, throwing the Aerial Ace. We probably should have thrown the Body Slam on the Hippo down, knowing that we weren't going to be able to get to the Earth Power, but I think we were just hopeful. Getting another Aerial Ace off, which would finish the B-Barrel off if it went through. Yeah, it does get that last shield, and no way we're going to be able to counter down before we get this Surf off, and this will finish off the Escavalier. Down goes the Escavalier, and that is GG's there. So going into game 2, definitely we can tighten up our gameplay a little bit, bringing the Wigglytuff on the Pidgeot. So this is definitely a good matchup for us. Wigglytuff going to be doing some nice damage with the Charm, and we don't really have to worry about Pidgeot's charge moves, I don't think. I think we should actually be able to tank this. Do end up shielding just to be safe. I think there is like a helicopter or something. Yeah. Kind of sounds like a helicopter going overhead, so I don't know if you can hear that or not. But anyway, back to the battles. We've got Wigglytuff up against Pidgeot. One more Charm, it does go down. We've had to burn a shield, but we've got a charge move ready to go to throw into whatever comes in. Helicopter really liking to flying overhead. In comes the B-Barrel, so Ice Beam. I guess it's okay. It's probably going to get a shield either way. Yeah, it does get the shield, and then going to be able to throw some charms before we water guns this down, which does take chunks off of that B-Barrel. Now, we're obviously going to bring in the Escavalier here. Escavalier going to be doing good damage with the counters. And then I think we can tank a Surf. We don't really want to stack up the Surf damage though, and we're expecting a switch out to maybe happen. But it looks like we're going to be able to counter down there, and we actually switch into Wormadam to catch the Surf, because Wormadam can tank it, so tanky, and yeah, so definitely a good play on our end there. And then switching into Heracross again, we have no shields here, so a close combat would take us out, and that looks like that is going to happen here. because we did CMP tie there, and Heracross is going to take it. Close combat. He also had a shield, so even if we got the Iron Head off, would have been shielded up. Now that could have been a mistake throwing the Aerial Ace, because he does still have a shield. But actually lets it go through, and then in comes the B barrel, and we're able to counter down. So I guess it worked out for us actually. I don't know if he would have been able to like change the game if we didn't throw the charge move, if he didn't shield, but did work out. And then going into game 3, we've got B barrel up against Wormadam. We charge up a little bit of energy and then switch into Wormadam of our own, knowing that Wormadam can't really threaten the opposing Wormadam with much within the way of charge moves. So do eat up some of the energy in the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is the superior move to use on the Wormadam. It just doesn't actually do that much because they're both resisted. So going for the Iron Head, hoping to like maybe burn a shield or something. I don't know why it would burn a shield, but I did it, so we're going to stand by it. And throwing the Iron Head at the Pidgeot now, going to do a little bit of damage. Just bring it down to about half health. Pidgeot is going to be able to take us out, unless actually we could shield and then get an Iron Head off. A little bit of lag there, not sure if it was mutual or not, didn't see if the Pidgeot's health went down, but just going to let Wormadam go down, all good. And then throw in the B barrel, hoping to water gun down if we get another charge move off. If lag lets us continue, which it does now. Yeah, I probably should shield just because I think it would do a little bit more than we would like. We'd like to keep B barrel a little bit more healthy. We've got tons of energy now to throw into whatever Pokemon comes in. Going straight for the Surf. In comes the Wormadam, so definitely hoping this does go through. It doesn't go through, so it burns the shield. And then a charge move coming back. If it's a Bug Buzz, it will definitely hurt, but thinking it might be an Iron Head, and it is an Iron Head, so definitely the right call there. And then throwing another Surf as the B barrel comes in. So unfortunately, we were good play on his end there. The Surf gets resisted. Switch into a Scavalier to counter down, hoping it doesn't get a Surf off. Does. Kind of just always hoping that they don't. They manage to like magically not get charge moves off. If they just go like, I don't know why they wouldn't, but yeah, counter down the B barrel, and then we've got energy to throw onto the Pokemon in the back. That is the Wormadam, so throwing one Aerial Ace. We're actually almost at a second Aerial Ace, I think. Throw the first, gets shielded. Yeah, almost, and 2 more counters, and we do get this next Aerial Ace off. We also had a Pokemon in the back too, not sure. Yeah, we had that game, so GG's, Lonzo plays. And then moving on to round 3, so we're now 1-1 up against newly added Poco friend person battler, Speediest Chief 2, so definitely a fantastic content creator. Watch every single video. Now B barrel up against Hippowdon is obviously a good matchup for us. Switching out instantly into Toxicroak, so we're going to be able to switch into Wormadam. Whole lot of hard counters unfortunately in the Toxic Cup, so sometimes this is, I feel like that's actually where I've got a lot of my wins. Hard counters with Hippowdon and Wormadam. Actually lands the Dynamic Punch, so does tons of damage to the Wormadam. And then that actually might be a good thing, because it means that whatever comes in isn't able to farm up too much. Yeah, Hippowdon's only able to farm up like 2 Fire Fangs on the Wormadam, whereas if he like did no charge move and like held off, just did some counters, then Hippowdon would be able to farm all the way down, get a ton of energy on the Wormadam. It's kind of a counterintuitive strategy to not throw any charge moves, but I think it actually would benefit. Yeah, because if we don't have a lot of energy, you could throw like an Earth Tower at the B barrel. But switching into the Wormadam now, we're going to switch into Wigglytuff. Not the best play on my end, because Wigglytuff is obviously going to not like the Iron Heads, but Charm did some nice damage in the meantime, so eat the Iron Head, and we're actually still able to survive that, which I didn't think we could. I'd only been hit by an Iron Head at lower health, but in comes the B barrel, throw the Surf to just weaken down the Wormadam a little bit, and gets shielded up. We're not looking great here, and we're going to be able to get Confusion down. Didn't throw the charge move because we still had a shield, so yeah, we're a game down. Going to game 2, we've got B barrel up against Wormadam. Obviously not a great matchup if Wormadam lands the Bug Buzz, but actually switching into the Toxicroak to land some like really fast damage. We switch into the Wormadam, so I'm wondering if he's got Hippowdon in the back, wanted to bring the Wormadam out, draw it out, and then the Hippowdon will come in. It's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. And any second now. No, B barrel comes in. So interesting. I'm actually not sure why. Yeah, I can't think of a reason, but throw the Bug Buzz and does get shielded. Knowing that we weren't going to be able to get to. Actually, we could have got 2 Iron Heads. That probably would have been the better play. We've got another charge move off, but hey. Can't always, hindsight's 2020, right? But B barrel up against B barrel, shield up the Surf, which I think was going to be a Hyper Fang, so I got shield baited there, and then Is this going to be a serve for a Hyper Fang? Shield up, hoping it's a Hyper Fang. And it is a Hyper Fang, so, you know, 1 for 1, I guess that's something. In comes the Wormadam, so now we're going to be able to switch into the Hippo, farm this Wormadam down. Wormadam's going to be able to charge move off, but Hippowdon can actually tank one charge move, whether it's an Iron Head or a Bug Buzz, doesn't matter. Hippowdon, going to be able to Fire Fang down, and then going to get an Earth Power off onto the Pokemon in the back. Which would do a ton of damage to the B-Barrel if it goes through. He might be hoping it's a Body Slam and not Shield. Does hope that it was a Body Slam, doesn't Shield, and lets the Earth Power go through. Well, I guess that would be the only way that it could have won if it was like a Body Slam and didn't Shield it, but yeah. Lands another super hard counter at Wormadam up against Toxicroak in the lead, and then switching into Wormadam, we're able to switch into Hippo down. Again, it's just the hard counters of the Toxic Cup. It is, as I said before, it's probably where I've got like a lot of my wins. Little break there, but yeah, a lot of my wins have just been from like luck, hard counters, getting a good lead, getting good switch in, that sort of thing. Which is unfortunate. It kind of brings the skill of it down a little bit. Like obviously I have some semblance of an idea of what I'm doing, but yeah, it does take a lot of the skill out of it, I feel. But Toxicroak comes in, finishes off the Hippo down, bring back in the hard counter, the other hard counter on the team to confusion down this Toxicroak. Even if it's a dynamic punch, we can probably take it. We do end up shielding up in case. Keep Wormadam healthy for whatever's in the back. It is the Hippo down, so we want to switch out of there. Does take a lot of damage, a lot of health off of the Wormadam before we're able to switch. Just Fire Fang shreds it because of the Bug Steel typing. Bring in the B-Barrel, throw the Surf. Actually shields up so we can get the charge move off here. And you do shield up, and it was the Earth Power, so we called that correctly. Unfortunately for Speedy there. And then we're able to Water Gun down. In will come the opposing Toxicroak, and able to get this Surf off, which will finish off the Toxicroak, and that is GG Speedy. So, I feel like those battles didn't show off a lot of skill. I feel like it showed off a lot of luck, team composition, that sort of thing. But GG's nonetheless. Real pleasure playing you, and I'm sure we'll battle again soon. And now going into the fourth and final round up against FP Sticks. Absolute banger of a content creator, absolutely exploded in recent times. Wigglytuff up against Toxicroak, obviously a good matchup for us. Expecting a switch out, and does switch out into B-Barrel, so we kind of stayed in with Wigglytuff going, oh, well, we'll charm down a bit more. We've obviously got another answer of Wormadam to take on that Toxicroak later on, so might as well stay with the Wigglytuff. End up throwing an Ice Beam, expecting to burn a shield here, but actually lets it go through, takes out the B-Barrel, so sacrifice the B-Barrel to the Wigglytuff God for the cost of a shield on our end, and brings in the Wormadam now, so we should have stayed in with Wigglytuff. Massive mistake on my end. Yeah, massive mistake on my end. Should have let the Wormadam farm down the Wigglytuff, bring in the Hippo down, would have been able to get maybe 2 charge moves off, shield up 1, take 1, finish off the Wormadam, and then would have Wormadam in the back to take care of the Toxicroak. So I definitely threw that game away. It was definitely mine to win, but yeah, unfortunately, very poor decision there, switching out of the Wigglytuff. Actually, if you saw that it like lagged for a few seconds there when I tried to switch, in that few seconds, I was like, that was a mistake. I should not have done that. Should have kept the Wigglytuff in. So yeah, definitely unfortunate. And then throwing the Bug Buzz in case some magic happens, he doesn't shield, but yeah, he's got 2 shields, we've got 1 shield. We switched into Wigglytuff, hoping he could maybe throw a charge move, would throw things back in our favour. Actually, that might have, if we did that successfully, it could have won us the game, because it looks like our Wormadam has more health, so we would have been able to shield up. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think that actually was another way that we could have won, even after our fail, but yeah, unfortunate. Learn from our mistakes. Hashtag losers learn from the mighty Jimmer Banks. Now I've got Hippo down, the hard counter up against Wormadam Trash. In comes the B-Barrel, so we switch into the Wigglytuff. We would switch into Wormadam, but Wormadam and B-Barrel is a little too tight for our liking. Kind of like don't want to have to land the Bug Buzz, so we bring in the Wigglytuff. Tons of damage with the charm. Not going to throw a charge move. Might have to burn 2 shields, or could be able to, actually, Wigglytuff is able to take a Surf. It does like that much amount of damage, so able to tank 1 Surf and then charm down the B-Barrel. I kind of feel like I checked on PV Poke, it's more like a tie. That might be if Wigglytuff throws a charge move maybe, but throwing an Ice Beam at the Wormadam now, just kind of chip damage, not going to do tons. yeah, does not do much damage at all, but it means Hippowdon's going to be able to come back in, farm down that Wormadam, going to be, but actually instant switch out into Toxicroak. So again, hard counters, deliver me another win, I guess. Not skill, just luck, hard countering. In comes the Toxicroak, lands the Dynamic Punch, which again, tons of damage, and the opposing Wormadam going to be able to come in and not farm us down. So if he didn't throw the Dynamic Punch, Wormadam, I guess the opposing Wormadam would also be facing like an onslaught of charge moves from our end, but at this point I don't think there's much that he can do except like farm a ton of energy, throw as many charge moves as possible at the Hippowdon. We end up not shielding this first one, hoping that it was just like an Iron Head, the cheapest energy move to shield bait, and then shielding up the next charge move here, and we are going to be able to Fire Fang down the Wormadam afterwards. So Fire Fang down, and that is GG's there. So 1-1 up against F56, and we're 2-1 in the round. So this round will determine whether we go 2-2 or 3-1. 3-1 obviously would be nice. But we've got Drapion up against Toxicroak. We switch up our leads, hoping that he would like totally switch up, because he hadn't used a lot of the Pokemon on his team. He hadn't used Shiftry, etc. He hadn't used Gliscor. Gliscor would have been another one that would have been nice to tank, but unfortunately the team that I did bring in was very weak to Toxicroak. We have Drapion and Hippowdon, both weak to Toxicroak, and then Wormadam was our only counter, and we've already switched in here, so this game is going to be hard to win back, if we can win it back at all. Definitely very hard to win back. We end up shielding up here so that we can throw another Iron Head at the Gliscor. We might have, we probably should have tried to win back switch advantage a little more, but even then, we don't really have an answer to Toxicroak, so kind of stuck up a creek at this point. I'm not sure if there even is, like maybe if Drapion came in and farmed up the Gliscor, got a whole lot of energy to throw it. The Toxicroak maybe, because he's got no more shields now. Instant switch into B-Barrel because it's been so long, and we threw the Aqua Tail thinking that it was going to be the Toxicroak coming in. Unfortunately for us, it was the B-Barrel, so and actually that makes it even worse for Hippowdon in the back. So I think after losing to Hippowdon in game 2, he countered Hippowdon hard in this game. Although actually the only thing that my Hippowdon was good against on his team was the Wormadam, so bringing it in the last game is literally just landed on the Wormadam. I guess at that point I was like, yeah, this is the winning strategy. Land the Hippowdon on the Wormadam, and it's GG's from there. But we charge up with the Earth Power, throw the Body Slam, hoping that we can maybe like throw one Body Slam, take down B-Barrel, throw another Body Slam at the Toxicroak in the back, do something swift, shady, but unfortunately B-Barrel does hang on there, able to take us out with the Surf, and that is GG there. So thank you all for the battles. Again, all channels in the description below. Fantastic cup, and congratulations to Purple Kyogre for taking the whole cup, sweeping it all with the 4-0, and thanks to everyone for participating. I messaged a bunch of people just to be like, yo, join up, and then, you know, a bunch of people did. Awesome to see everyone. And then I mean, maybe we'll do a Voyage Cup, haven't actually asked yet, but I guess I'll do that after, like, well, I guess now. So yeah, check everyone out, subscribe to everyone, share the love, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one. I'll see you in the next, we'll go back to Voyager Cup video. I think this is my last dabble into Toxic. Yeah, soon is regionals, and then I've also got on the same day as my regionals, phase 3 of the Battle for the World. So they're both Voyager Cups, one for the regionals moving on to continentals, one for the big old cash prize. So a whole lot of stakes, whole lot of battling on that day. It will be a very large day, and yeah, look forward to some videos on both of those later on. Hopefully I don't lose in like the first round of the Battle for the World. It is single elimination, but we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, already said the like and subscribe bit, so you better have done it when I said it last time. And thank you to my patrons, Melatonin9458, brajSF, NegativeBen10 and NotRandyN3wman for supporting the channel. And yeah, obviously this is a bit of a longer video because it is that tournament video, but I will see you in the next Voyager Cup video. Ka-chicka-chicka-chicka-chicka.